Hello everybody and welcome to another Women's Health Wednesday Live. I am Jacqueline Rose and I am here today to talk to you about something that you may not think is an important topic, but actually can be very profound when we look at and discuss women's health issues, and specifically the conversation around menopause. Today we are talking about language and the language that is used around women's health issues and specifically menopause. So what do I mean by language? I mean the words, the terms, the phrases that are being used as we are talking about women's health issues. A great example is something like menopause when we talk about hormonal deficiency. If you are following the menopause conversation, especially some of the big speakers in the UK, you will hear this phrase a lot. Menopause is hormonal deficiency. We need to support our hormones. We need to replace our hormones. We need to counterbalance that hormonal deficiency, estrogen deficiency, for example. You're going to be hearing this phrase, these terms a lot. And that actually really can impact and influence the way you perceive what is going on in your body. So let's start at the beginning. You've probably heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again. Women, the cornerstone of women's health issues is hormones, hormonal balance, hormonal imbalance. And we can only really understand women's health issues, whether it be anything from PCOS, polycystic ovaries, endometriosis, any type of infertility, fibromyalgia, which affects 80% of women, menopause, even things like pregnancy, or really anything that you are dealing with as a woman in the context of hormones, hormonal changes, hormonal fluctuations, hormonal balance or hormonal imbalance. And specifically and especially when it comes to perimenopause and menopause, this is a normal, natural, hormonal fluctuating time. That means it is not a hormonal deficiency because this is a natural, normal stage of your life cycle, of your biological process. So why is this phrase hormonal deficiency used so much? Why are we using these terms like estrogen deficiency, hormonal deficiency when it relates to perimenopause and menopause, if it is a natural, normal, hormonal fluctuating time? And why, if this is normal and natural, are women so profoundly impacted by the symptoms related to this stage of life? So I think we have to look at what is going on with our hormones. This absolutely is a hormonal conversation, but maybe as to why our hormones are so out of balance, why our hormones are being expressed as deficient, what is really going on. And then that leads to the conversation of what is happening with our hormones? How have our hormones been impacted until perimenopause? Why are our hormones so out of balance? I prefer that phrase rather than deficient. Why are our hormones so out of balance? What is going on? What are the triggers? And what can we do about it? How can we support our hormones rather than replace our hormones? So let me talk to you about this phrase, hormone replacement or hormone replacement therapy, hormone replacement treatment, which you may commonly know as HRT. We want to support our hormonal balance. We're not replacing them. Pardon me, so many women get confused because they're like, am I replacing my hormones to the level of when I was 25? Am I going to start getting my period again? No, we're not replacing your hormones to the levels of where you were in your 20s and your 30s. We want to support your hormones. If your hormones are too much out of balance, not deficient, but too low, or maybe sometimes even too high, we want to get them back in balance. We want to support your hormone levels. We want to have them balanced for this stage of life so that you don't experience the symptoms, for example, so that you have long-term health protection, for example, through estrogen. What will happen in perimenopause, menopause, and often well into postmenopause is the hormone levels are too low to be supportive, to be health supportive or health protective, and you will understand that through the symptoms. If you are still experiencing symptoms, your hormone levels are too low and we need to support them. You're not deficient, you're not sick, you don't have a diagnosis, you don't have a disease. We need your hormones to be in balance. This phrase is deficient or replacing sometimes are pathologizing or medicalizing this normal, natural stage of life. Symptoms are real. What you're going through is real. The feeling out of balance is real. But we need to really get in tune and nuanced with what that means, because sometimes the language will impact and affect how you feel about yourself, how doctors will relate to you, how healthcare professionals will relate to you, and also, more importantly, what the treatment and options available for treatment are. A phrase that is being used more and more is menopausal hormonal therapy or menopause hormonal treatment. That changes the focus of what we're trying to do if you go down that hormonal treatment route. Another phrase, so we've talked about hormone deficiency, we've talked about hormonal replacement, and the last phrase that I want to bring up here is this phrase of symptoms are normal. Yes, those symptoms are normal, which is often said by your doctor, and therefore X, Y, and Z. Your doctor will say, yes, this is normal for this stage of life, go away and, just deal with it. Or they'll say, yes, this is normal for this stage of life, and the treatment is this pill. If, let's say, you're experiencing mood swings, insomnia, irritability, feeling very lethargic, low energy, not being able to focus. I have so many women who come to me with those types of symptoms and said they've gone to their doctor and their doctor has prescribed an antidepressant. The symptoms fit a diagnosis, and therefore you have your standard treatment, which is, in this case, very often prescribed an antidepressant. Symptoms are not normal. They are common. And we know they're not normal because, yes, there are many women who have a range of symptoms, but you don't have every single woman experiencing exactly the same symptom checklist. And also you have many women with no symptoms or a range of experiencing the symptoms. You have some women who never have a hot flash. You have some women who experience really bad aches and pains and achy joints. You have some women who will have insomnia and be waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to go to sleep. You may have some women with brain fog. You may have some women, you yourself, who are experiencing weight gain or tender breasts or low libido or vaginal dryness. All of these are, very common. And so many women experience them, but the range in which you experience them is how debilitating is it? And the fact that every woman has her own journey and her own menopause experience means that there is not a standard set checklist of this is how menopause is experienced. And because of that, I don't like to use the word normal. We prefer to use the word common. This is common for women in perimenopause. And that allows much more ability to individualize how you're experiencing your menopause journey. So these are just 3 examples of where language matters, of the words that we use around this conversation makes a difference to how you relate to yourself, how your medical practitioner is relating to you, and your treatment options available. Given all of this, you then are able to approach perimenopause and menopause with a much more personalized, nuanced perspective. What is my experience? What is going on here? How can I relate that to what is common with other women? How do I understand what is the changes going on in my body? Am I being medicalized by a healthcare practitioner? Am I being understood in my personal situation? All of these are important things to consider in how you navigate your perimenopause and menopause journey. And if you would like a more personalized approach and someone who really is able to listen and understand in the context of really understanding hormones, your body changes, your lifestyle, your life cycle journey, and really the nuances and in-depth understanding of menopause symptoms and menopause management, please book a discovery call with me and we can start your support today. Hope you have enjoyed this Women's Health Wednesday live, and put in the chat, let me know what you're thinking, and I look forward to seeing you at the next Women's Health Wednesday live. Have a fantastic day.